What's up, guys? Welcome back to Supreme Micah. So in this upload, what I want to talk about is the different body types. Now, from models on the runway, fitness models overall, movie stars, celebrities, you've seen all these different type of body styles. Some of them are round, some of them are tall and skinny, and some of them are very muscular, and I really want to break down the difference between these different type of body types. So one of the first body types that I want to discuss is called ectomorph. Now, if you're watching this, you could be an ectomorph, or anyone that you've seen on television, in the gym, or family or friends could be ectomorphs. Ectomorphs tend to be tall, they also tend to be skinny, and they usually have a faster metabolism than other body types. Now, in regards to the gym, since they do have a fast metabolism, their diet may be a little bit different if their goal was to try to build muscle. One of the main reasons behind that is because if they are attempting to build muscle, then they'll have to consume many carbs and a lot of calories because their metabolism is at a higher rate. So they'll have to consume that in order to be able to see the progress that they would want. Now, the next body type that I want to get into is called endomorph. And endomorphs typically have a rounder shape. Now, one of the misconceptions in regards to this term in people who are labeled as endomorphs is that they're fat or that they're obese. Endomorphs typically carry more fat than they do muscle, so their appearance, if anything, will be different from that of an ectomorph. So if you do tend to carry a lot more fat than muscle compared to that of a extromorph, then what you really want to know is that foods such as avocado is best for your diet, and the reasoning behind that is because it's healthier fats. So think of it like this. If you're consuming carbohydrates and you are an endomorph and you know that you build up a lot more fat tolerance than you do muscle, then one thing that you would want to avoid are carbs such as white bread, okay? Those are carbs that you want to stay away from, and that's why I mentioned avocado. Those are really fats that are healthier. Those type of carbs will benefit you a lot more. Things like sweet potatoes and veggies, those are the type of carbs and nutrients that you want to get. So the next and last body type that I want to get into is called mesomorph. And this body type is for those who have more of a muscular body type and lean body type. This body type tends to be for people who can build muscle fairly easy and can also lose or drop that muscle fairly easy as well too. So one great way to be able to compare the body types of the mesomorph compared to the ectomorph and also the endomorph is that the mesomorph seems to be the body type in between the ectomorph and also the endomorph. In regards to someone who is a mesomorph, their body type overall is probably going to benefit a lot in regards to a diet plan that consists of high protein. The reasoning behind that is because if they are building up a tolerable amount of muscle, then that is something that's going to be beneficial to them, especially if it's something that they're willing to do, such as building muscle. If they're in the gym and their goal is to build muscle and you are that specific body type, then making sure that you're consuming enough protein and carbs to be able to have a balanced meal overall will only benefit you in the long run. Now, I really want to get into the diets again because I touched base on this slightly for each different body type. So one important thing that you really want to know is that in regards to each different body type that we just discussed, these diets, depending on what their goals are, will be different in regards to the results that you want to see. And that also plays out into your overall shape. Not everyone is going to be shaped the same. Your frame overall will stay the same. You most likely will also build muscle in regards to whatever your goals are. If that was your goal during the gym and you wanted to gain muscle so you would weightlift, and let's say you are an ectomorph, yes, you can absolutely gain weight, but more likely than not, your body type won't change. You will always be skinny and you'll probably always be tall. You can still gain muscle though. That will never change. Your frame, it all has to do in regards to your genetics, and that will never change for you. So I did mention that you cannot change your body type, but you can most certainly build muscle. You can lose weight. Okay, now you have to remember that your frame and your structure and your bones, that is all consistent on how you were born. So that's generic and it likely won't change. That's something that you have to remember and put in your head. Now, what you can change, you can definitely change the amount of fat that you're holding. You can definitely gain muscle. But just remember that your shape is very hard to change. You can be tall, but you can also be muscular. That tallness won't go away. Now, one great tip that I want to do for you is don't compare yourself to people that you see in movies, people that you see in the gym, or even your friends or family, because the one thing that you cannot do is spot reduce. You can most certainly get on a fitness plan and lose fat or gain muscle, but we have to remember that in regards to moving one area of tonus or fat to one part of the other body just doesn't happen. You can't do that forcibly overall in the gym. Now, if you're on a specific type of fitness plan and let's say you wanted to tone your glutes, for an example, that is most certainly possible. Now, in your reality, what you want to remember though is that there is nothing that's going to be able to take a portion of fat or tonus from another part of your body and put that into your glutes, for an example. You can most certainly do and perform exercises that can be able to tone your glutes or let's say build a bigger chest, but you always have to remember that that work has to be consistent. Just make sure that if you are attempting to lose weight or gain muscle, that those are things that have to be done through vital practice and also a consistent fitness plan, especially if you're trying to, let's say, gain or lose weight. Remember, you can't spot reduce if you're starting to get into the gym. Just get that into your head that when you're in the gym, spot reducing is not possible. You can definitely hop on the treadmill and you can most certainly get the going. You can try to lose that weight. It's all genetic in regards to where you're gaining your most fat and where you're going to also lose the most fat. So just remember that when you are working out in regards to building muscle, in regards to losing weight, that all depends on you and your genetics. Some people can lose this in their chest. Some people can lose this in their legs, their thighs, and their glutes. So it all just depends on you overall. And that goes back to my original point. Stop comparing yourself to people and just focus on you. That's most important. So another point that I want to hammer away with that I mentioned earlier is that your body type is uniquely you, and that's something that is generic, as I mentioned before. So I would say try not to focus on what your actual body type is, but more of how does your body behave in regards to physical exercise, and also how is it in comparison to not necessarily how you look, but how you're gaining fat and also how you're building muscle. So if that is something that you can pick up on, I think that you can really develop a fitness plan and also a diet plan that's best for you. So if you can think of, okay, what are the foods that I need to eat to be able to lose weight or gain muscle, and you know how your body will react to that and you're being consistent about it, I think that you will see a lot of progress. It's not more of knowing the type of body type that you have, but more of how that body type is in regards to the behavior. How fast are you burning calories, right? How slow are you burning calories? And where is the fat coming off from my body? How can I use that to benefit me? Okay. And that is just something that you really want to think about, because it's going to help you. in the long run. You knowing how your body works in and out is very great. It's great going to the gym, knowing how your body's going to respond, knowing how the foods that you eat will help you. So I would definitely say get familiar with yourself and your body. So I want to go a little bit deeper into a topic that I mentioned earlier. When you are eating and let's say you're consuming a lot of carbohydrates, well, where is that going to be spread out? Now, scientifically, yes, we can break it down, but let's just put it into simpler terms, okay? Let's say you're bulking and let's say you're attempting to gain muscle, okay? In order to actually gain muscle, you need fat. Right? So you're going to actually have to put on some fat to be able to gain that muscle. Now, there are diet plans out there suited for, let's say, building muscle with less fat, and that's probably suitable for many people, and other people bulk in different ways. But some people may actually end up having that weight, that fat actually pushed out more towards their midsection. Okay, and that goes to the type of body type that you have, whether if it is an ectomorph or a endomorph, okay? So those are things that you really want to consider. In regards to the example that I just used, that's probably going to be more geared towards a endomorph, and the reasoning why is because endomorphs tend to have a larger, rounder section, and that midsection tends to be a little bit bigger. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are fat or obese or overweight. That can be definitely an answer of maybe them being a endomorph. So this makes you think. So in your head, you're saying, okay, well, I'm trying to gain weight. I'm eating carbohydrates. I'm eating a diet plan, okay? And all right, I'm an endomorph, right? So I'm gaining all of this weight in my midsection just because that is generics, right? You're gaining all of that weight in your midsection because of probably the type of carbohydrates that you're eating, and also because you are a endomorph. So these are things that you can use to your advantage, because if you know that you are an endomorph, then those are things that you need to take into consideration, especially for the diet plan that you were eating. And this is all going into why I'm bringing up this example. So if you are an endomorph and you know that you're gaining weight in that midsection area, parts where you don't want to gain all that much fat, but that is the likable cause of when you're trying to build muscle, especially if you're on a diet that is probably not considered to be something for a high muscle, low fat type of deal. So what you really want to do is just make sure that you're eating the right carbs. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier, and it all is starting to make sense. If you're eating the right carbs for your specific body type, you're going to benefit the most out of it. If you're an endomorph and you know you're an endomorph, then you need to use that as your advantage. You need to be eating the right foods, because it's likely that you're going to be able to gain fat a lot easier, right? And I'm not saying just because you're an endomorph that all that's actually going to go into your midsection, but it's a likelihood, okay? So just take that into consideration and just know. So, hey, all right, I'm an endomorph. I'm going to make sure that I'm eating a lot healthier carbs. So that's something great that you should know. Guys, as always, I really do appreciate you for tuning into this channel. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment. And I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.